Okay, here we are. This is Hoboken. So, they're having a festival today. Got our banners. So I'm gonna put my camera in here. Hopefully it'll stay on. And we're good. Okay. Hey guys, you want to look this up? It's real. Look at the evidence. It's not a joke. It's true, you gotta look it up. Water's always flat. Oh, what happened?
Okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Am I safe?
I was worried that you were gonna go.
Oh, I'm a very good driver.
I don't have a license for other things.
So we can do our normal thing here, I would imagine.
Yes,
yeah.
our normal thing.
Like I mean,
we could stand there. I want to walk up and down the street.
I don't want to be walking. I want to just spread my things out and have a place. You know
really?
What I mean? Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, I mean, I could almost stay here at the end here.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
You know?
Yeah, I'd like to do a little walking. Because you don't know if everybody will come all the way down here. You can stand here.
I'll walk a little further down. This is the end of the line almost of the whole thing, so it's probably less. If we go that way, I could probably. But the thing is then it might get more crowded, and I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know where to go. You want to go? You want to walk up a little? We'll walk up a little and see if we find a spot. Bro, man.
Well, it's not bad to have a spot here. It's a nice.
For real.
It's a big sidewalk.
100% we're not moving.
What's that mean?
You got a customer.
I do? Oh.
Have you looked into flat Earth at all, sir?
I've just heard a lot about it.
There, if you start here and type that whole thing in, there's my 3 favorite videos. That'll get you started.
Not sleep for a lot. Don't have any good sleep for a while.
It will disturb you. I'm telling you.
It is, man. Already disturbed.
Yeah.
Oh, you already know.
Dave is too.
That's so funny.
Where is my phone? I gotta get my phone because Angie might call me.
All right, should I? I'm walking over this way, guys.
Yeah. I'm going right up the middle. Want to look it up? I already got you. Hi guys, American Legion. You can look this up. Do you have any questions about it? Like, it's crazy or you?
I always thought it was round.
It is like a pizza though. See, all the water's flat. What they don't tell you is the oceans are flat too. We got 400-mile lake Baikal in Siberia and it's totally flat. So how does that be flat and the oceans not be flat? And we have these zoom cameras now that can zoom in 85 miles. And that brings back all the ships you thought went over the curve.
Have a great day.
You too. Did you ever look this up? Did you ever hear of it? You can look it up.
I'm not interested.
You can look it up. Really? Really? So water's flat, right? Is anybody interested in real science and not the BS they're telling us on NASA? You can look it up yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
never seen the curve of the horizon, but sure.
Well, no, you didn't, because it's flat.
I've also flown around the world.
Yeah, it's called circumnavigate. You go around like a circle. Think about it. It's the same thing. Even if it's a globe, it's still a circle when you look down from the top. Think about it. Want to look it up? I'll leave it. Yeah.
Hi, I'd like to hear about this.
Okay, this is a flat Earth map. North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge.
Okay.
Okay? If there's a sphere, there has to be a formula for how far out and how far down it drops on the outside edge, right?
Okay.
So this is a formula that we came up with. This is how we got it.
Okay.
And this is Chicago across 60 miles of Lake Michigan, which should not be able to see. It should be at 1,700 feet under the water. You should be looking through water to see it.
Okay.
So with all this evidence, there's a lot more. A reflection on a flat surface gives you a line. But if it's a curved surface, you only get a spot. You can do that at home with glossy paper and a light bulb and test it yourself, okay? So what's reality? This is reality,
Okay.
okay? So all these pictures you will find on one of the videos down here. If you type that whole thing in, you'll get the videos. And the first one is 200 proofs.
Okay.
Okay, so you look that up. Oh, you're with her?
Yeah.
Oh, you're very daring, right? So you guys get a bottle of wine and you sit down and watch this, because if you don't sit down, you're going to fall down. Because it's going to tick you up. NASA is lying out. I'll tell you, look. NASA, this is what they have on their website. Same diameter, proportionately, it should be the same, but look how different it is. And when they're out on a spacewalk, they're in a pool, because we have videos called Bubbles in Space, air bubbles coming up the helmet. And then did you ever look like in the reflection of the helmet? You see scuba divers. It's really ridiculous what they're doing to us. Here, rockets go up, and then when they get about here, they cut off the feed. And then they show something else, a different view.
Okay.
So those rockets end up somewhere. Guess where they end up? Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
Now you know why they call it a scary place. So they don't want you going there, because you know what's at the bottom of the ocean?
Rocket.
Yeah, that's what we think. Of course, I've never been there, but I've gone through this 200 proofs. My dad was a pilot and a math teacher, and I've dated a pilot, and my son's a physics major. So I can comprehend these things,
Okay.
and I'm not off my
Yeah, what does
rocker.
your son think of your...
My son is a ultra liberal, and he's in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And he said, Mom, we'll have that discussion someday. But
So he doesn't believe.
I'm not pushing him. I'm not going to push him
No,
because,
I'm just saying he doesn't argue with you.
and no, he knows about as much about it as you do.
So what are these books here?
These are all censored in the schools.
Okay.
See, if you take a real good picture of that, I had 2 or 3 of these books. Over the years, these doctors and scientists wrote the books on the stationary flat plane.
These books are from
They
scientists.
exist. Yes, they exist.
Okay.
Yep, they're all studied men. And guess what? We're not getting smarter. We're actually getting dumber. There is no evolution that we're getting smarter. No. We used to be really smart. Now we're getting dumber. So, and with all the crap they're putting in our food, what makes me say that? Because technology is not intelligence. See, we're depending on our calculators when they used to do it all in our head. So my son can do all that stuff in his head. They think he's crazy, right? Because he's not stupid like everybody else. So is that all you have? Questions?
Have a great day. Thank you.
Please
so
look
much.
that up.
Okay.
It's worth it. Oh, there he is. Anybody want to look this up? The flat earth, it's real. It's real. You can look it up. No, water's flat. And even the oceans, they're water too. The oceans are flat. Want one of these? You can look it up. The oceans are flat. Take a picture. Why not? Then look it up. There's a video at the bottom. The oceans are flat. Lake Baikal, 400 miles of flat. There's a truck behind you.
Yep.
Ever hear this? Yep. Scientific evidence. You want to look it up? Well, you're going to hear about it again, and you're going to say, wow, she was right. Want to look it up? Anybody want to look this up? The flat earth?
My name's Virginia.
We had our tree milled. We had one pin oak cut down, and we had it milled into logs. The guy brought his machine out to our property and did it right there. Sliced it all up. Very good. Did you ever hear this? No? Would you like to look at it? No? All right. Take a picture, or you can look it up with this.
Thank you.
Did you ever see this before? The flat earth map? It's in the Boston Library. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. Here's the United Nations and all these world organizations use the flat earth map, but they leave off Antarctica because I don't think they want you to know. There's a lot of ways they could have put it on there. So if there is a sphere, there has to be a formula for how it goes out and then how far down, right? Here's a formula, 8 inches times a mile squared. So how come we can see Chicago across 60 miles of Lake Michigan? It should be looking through the water to see it. That's not a mirage. We have verification of that. So water's always flat on the top. It's never curved. If there's a reflection on flat water, you get a line. A reflection on a curved surface, you get a spot. There's a lot to this, and you should look into it.
Thank you.
200 proofs down at the bottom of that video. Get a bottle of wine and sit down and watch it. All the water on the earth is flat. Even the oceans are flat. Would you like to look it up? Take a picture. No, you'll mean 30 seconds, I can tell you. 30 seconds. No, I have a brain. You don't.
I know, yeah.
All the water is flat, even the oceans. The oceans are flat. The oceans are flat. Jersey plate art. We have a lot of plates that say flat earth now. You want to look this up? This is interesting, isn't it? In 30 seconds, I can tell you. You want me to tell you a little bit? It's based on NASA lies. This is a flat earth map. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. North Pole is in the center. So if there's a sphere, there has to be a curvature formula. Spherical geometry dictates that, right?
I have my master's degree in geoscience.
Do you? Okay, then you should be really interested in this. Because if they taught you something wrong in the textbooks, then you need to know that. It will affect your life, okay?
I appreciate your point.
So 8 inches times a mile squared, we should not see Chicago over 60 miles of Lake Michigan.
It's interesting. It's an interesting point.
Well, look it up. The videos are down at the bottom, my 3 favorite ones. I'm not convincing you nothing. Okay. All the oceans are flat. All the oceans are flat with each other. Just check it out. All the oceans are flat with each other. You can look it up. Yep, they're lying to us. You know, the government would never lie to us, right? I never get a no on that. I never do. Would you be interested in looking at the evidence?
What?
Evidence of a flat Earth.
Really?
Yes. Well, as far as we know, Captain Cook in the 1700s logged 60,000 miles around Antarctica.
Oh, so it's
like a pizza. And that's what's holding in the oceans. We also have evidence of a dome. If you look up lightning sprites, you'll see them coming off the dome.
So
and
it's
I know.
1,600 miles?
60,000. Right here.
1/6.
60,000.
So what's the diameter? I forget what the formula is.
Okay, so the equator's 24,901.
Oh, I'm good, thanks. I'm just going to listen.
Well, these 3 videos down at the bottom will get you started.
Oh, no, I know the Earth's a sphere, so I'm just going to listen.
Everybody does, right?
What's on the other side of this pizza?
I don't know. I've never been there. Have you?
Well, you have all.
Yeah, I know, but why don't you say, okay, well, is the water flat? Okay, well, then it's a possibility. I'll look into it. But no, everybody wants to go to the stars or to the underneath or, oh, does the water go off the edge? No, because Antarctica is all the way around the outside edge. This is why they make fun of us in the government. And Obama said 3 times, no, 3 times Obama said, oh, I'm so smart, and who has time for the Flat Earth Society? Well, we don't subscribe to that Flat Earth Society. That's a government-controlled agency, and they put out garbage.
An idiot, but
so listen, look, why does the United Nations use the Flat Earth map? But they leave off Antarctica. They don't want you to know that it goes around the outside edge. Why wouldn't they put it on there? There's lots of ways they could have done that.
Antarctica, I never saw the edge.
Yeah, well, John Kerry flew 300 miles in from the edge. What are they doing down there having religious ceremonies?
What does that have to do with my question?
There's something going on down there. And did you hear? Yeah, so what? So it's a military station.
So what's on the edge of Antarctica?
I don't know. All I know is that there's Antarctica. Does it look like that?
Like what?
Like this picture here.
No.
No?
Well, not where I was.
Oh.
We called her and she said they checked in, but they didn't come down.
But I didn't go all 60,000
minutes.
miles.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. And they protect it with the military. Do you know about the Antarctic Treaty? What year were you down there?
In 83.
Yeah, so in 58, they got the Antarctic Treaty. 53 nations signed on to them. And ever since then, we have not had a world enemy, except those countries that don't want a central bank. It's the central bank that's causing all the wars.
not actually.
Federal Reserve Bank is not part of our government. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You can't block this, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was this booth right here. I'm talking to him. He asked me to talk to him.
Thank you.
I don't have to keep moving. I have the court cases on freedom of speech right here. That's fine. You want to take a picture of this? All the oceans are flat, just like the lakes. You can look it up. The oceans are flat with each other. All sea level is the same sea level. Sea level is sea level.
You got it.
And they're all flat with each other. The oceans are flat with each other. The oceans are flat. All of them. Would you like to look this up?
Okay, well, thank you.
Sure. You can look it up. All the oceans are flat with each other. Here, you can look this up. Tierra es plana. All the oceans are flat with each other. When you make a drink, isn't it flat on the top? Water seeks its own level. It's always flat on the top. All the oceans are flat. Anybody curious? It's real scientific evidence, not what they teach us in school. Did you ever hear about it?
Oh yeah.
All right. Did you do research? Yeah. So start talking it up. Tell everybody. They're lying to us. Would you like to look it up?
I seen you down the corner.
Okay. Good job.
Have a good day.
You too. The oceans are flat, all with each other. Yep. Want to look this up, anybody? Yeah.
No, I'm laughing.
I know, you have to study it. The oceans are flat, all with each other. Did you ever hear about this? You have an open mind. That's a good thing to have. The oceans are flat. Did you ever hear of this? Here, look at it. I know, it sounds crazy, but the oceans are all flat, just like your bathtub. The water is always flat. Yeah, did you ever hear about it?
No, but I'm going to read all about it.
Yeah, there's down on the back, on the bottom, there's 3 videos that are my first 3 videos that are my favorite. So
Okay, we got a flat Earth.
yes, yes,
right, okay.
and there's it's real science evidence. There's no NASA baloney. NASA is just a propaganda machine. No, really, there is nothing. There is no outer space like that. Nope. $52 million a day they get for nothing. All the oceans are flat with each other. All the oceans are flat. How does that work on a spinning ball? The oceans are flat with each other. Sea level is sea level all around the world. Did you ever hear about it? You want to look at it? A curious mind shows intelligence.
Come here, buddy.
It's round like a pizza. Want to look at it? Nope. The oceans are flat. All over the world, the oceans are flat. Want to look it up? The oceans are flat all around the world. They all have the same sea level. Well, I'm handing out cards. That's a good thing. I'm going to walk all the way up. Whoa. Oh, 4th. Oh, good. I'm halfway done. No, 1/3 of the way done. Go up to 7th. I'll turn around, go down the other way. All right, the oceans are flat all the way around the world. The oceans are flat. Would you care to look at it? Crazy, right? That's an open mind, shows intelligence. You ever hear this before? St. Peter and Paul. Do you know the Bible's a flat earth book? Take a look at it. The oceans are flat. The oceans are all flat with each other. The oceans are all flat with each other.
There's no way I want that.
Why? What would that show you?
Because this seems crazy to me.
It does seem crazy. Seemed crazy to me 2.5 years ago. I totally rejected it. Then I started searching and looking into it. And then I found out that this was true, and they're lying to us in the public schools. So last Tuesday night, I went and made a presentation in front of my school board. Because this is disgusting. We're lying to kids. Lying? There is no outer space, like they're saying it. I know. NASA is a propaganda machine. Look up Tokyo Rose. You'll hear it again. All the oceans are flat with each other. Did you ever hear this? It's curious. Did you ever look into it?
I have.
Yeah? Did you look into that? My 3 favorite videos are down there at the bottom. All the oceans are flat with each other. All the oceans are flat. Did you ever hear of it? Did you ever hear this? All the oceans are flat. Did you ever hear about it? Here. Oceans are flat. The oceans are flat. You can look into it. The oceans are flat. Hey, what's so funny?
Flat Earth, it's funny.
Isn't the water flat on the top?
Flat Earth, it's crazy.
Is water flat on the top?
It's always flat.
Are the oceans made of water?
Yes. Flat. Are you saying flat Earth or flat water?
Just look into it.
Let's see what you got.
I shortened up my string a little bit. Hopefully it's not bouncing too much. When it's hanging over the front, it tends to go over the edge, guys. I'm sorry. That's a female problem I got. All right, we're at 5th Street. Woohoo! That's what you got to do. Want to take a picture? Here you go. All the oceans are flat with each other. Water's always flat on the top. Teach your kids the right way. All the oceans are flat. All the oceans are flat. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I want to
take a picture. Go ahead, take a picture. You want to know?
Yeah.
I can give it to you in 30 seconds. Ready? Are you videoing or just taking a picture?
I'll video your explanation.
Okay, here we go. This is a flat Earth map in the Boston Library. North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. All these world organizations use the flat Earth map, but they leave off Antarctica. I don't think they want you to know that it goes all the way around the outside edge. If there's a sphere, there has to be a formula for how far out it goes and how far down it goes. So this is the formula, 8 inches times a mile squared. That gives you the curve. So here, how come we can see Chicago all across 60 miles of Lake Michigan? It should be 1,700 feet down. We should be looking through the water to see it. That's not happening. Here, water's always flat on the top. So here, reflection. On a flat surface, you always get a line. If it's curved, you get a spot. This is reality. This is reality. Right there, it's reality.
You're onto something.
They are lying to us. NASA gets $52 million a day to give us propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, NASA.
NASA, and look up the word NASA. It means to deceive.
Is that Greek?
Hebrew.
No thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you don't want a card? That's fine.
It's always part of every conspiracy, the anti-Semite.
Just look it up. Anti-Semite? Why? Because I said a word? Because they picked the word. I didn't pick the word, right? All the oceans are flat with each other.
Thank you so much.
All the oceans are flat with each other. The world is a flat surface. It's like a card, you can look it up.
Thank you.
All the oceans are flat with each other. Would you like a card to look it up?
No, thank you.
Okay. All the oceans are flat with each other. They are a flat surface. How does that happen on a spinning ball? It does not happen on a spinning ball. You can look into this. Did you ever hear of flat Earth? You girls never heard of flat Earth before? All the kids on the internet have heard of it. But you got to look into it. You got to think and research.
Okay.
Flat surface.
Thank you.
The 3 videos at the bottom on this link are my 3 favorite.
All right. Thank you.
Look into the time lapse of the sun. It will like really amaze you. All the oceans are flat with each other. All the oceans are flat. The earth is a flat plane. It is. Scientific evidence. Do you think this is just made up stuff? No, this is all.
No, I think you printed.
That's reality. That's reality.
Okay, thank you. Well, that's funny. So,
Funny, haha. Funny, haha. All the oceans are flat with each other. Did you ever look into this? You ever hear of it? Look, information. I know it sounds funny. 2.5 years ago, it's funny to me too. I just dismissed it. But then I looked into it. My dad was a pilot and a math teacher. So it's not hard to understand this. Just watch that video.
Okay.
And then look into it. Yep. You can look into it, sir. Did you ever hear this before? The flat earth? We're saying the earth is flat because of scientific evidence.
Research.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The water's flat. It always is flat in your glass, in your bathtub, in the lakes, and on the oceans. It's always flat. It does not curve around a spinning ball. NASA's lying to us, and they're lying in our textbooks. And I hate lies. Would you like one?
You sure?
Absolutely. 2.5 years I've been studying this. My dad was a math teacher.
What does it fall?
No, it does not fall.
Why?
Because Antarctica goes around the outside and it holds it in like a bathtub.
Oh.
Look, this is United Nations right here. They use a flat earth map.
They use a flat map?
Yes, they do.
Bastards.
But they're leaving off Antarctica because they don't want you to know it goes around the outside. I thought you'd take one. You were looking. Want one for yourself? I'm coming back the other way if you get a question. The oceans are flat. The oceans are all flat. You see, when you have people who first hear about it, never heard about it before, they're very sheltered, it is a shocking thing. And sometimes you gotta, you know, give them a little something to chew on. And then they will say, oh, wait, that is factual. I can understand that. And it's not like we were told. Would you like to look into it?
We just did this yesterday. Oh, what project were you on?
I worked for Bally's for 20 years.
Look into it. All the oceans are flat. All the oceans are flat with each other. Look into it. It's all scientific. They're lying to us. They want to control us. It's all about control. Yep, the government's lying to control us. You want one? It's all about control. They want to lie to us to control us. Did you know that the kings didn't let the serfs read? Do you know why? Educated people are hard to control. NASA's a propaganda machine. The Earth is a flat plane. Look into it. There's scientific evidence. So all the oceans are flat, just like your glass of water. and your swimming pools and your lakes? It's crazy? What if it's true? Can you take the risk of not knowing?
Right. Preach. Thank you.
You're welcome. How you doing?
Hey, do you have any children?
Wait a minute. I'm a born-again Christian.
There you go. You want this for your
Well,
child?
here, that's good.
Paid in full? You take this one then.
All right, I'll take that.
That way.
Do
Good.
you believe in the flat Earth? Is that the idea?
It is.
It is.
There's scientific evidence.
You're a Christian that believes in the flat Earth.
Yes, I am. But first, I'm a flat earther too.
Flat Earther.
Yeah, because there's a lot of atheists who came to flat Earth and now they believe in a creator.
Yeah, good.
Because there has to be a creator.
Of course.
Right.
They invented that Big Bang thing to fool us.
What about the Bible? The
Bible
says
said
that he sits above the circle of the earth.
Yeah, the circle,
So then the
not the
Bible
ball. You know, in Isaiah, there's two verses. One he uses ball, one he uses circle.
Yeah.
He knew the difference.
And he says,
The circle of the earth, he didn't say the ball of the earth. So what is that?
Circle is? Is this a circle or a ball?
Yeah, this is a circle.
Okay.
North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge.
Antarctica does.
Look, all these world organizations use the flat earth map, but they leave off Antarctica. They don't want you to know it goes around the outside edge to hold all the water in.
Antarctica is at the bottom of the earth.
No, it's actually, this south is out.
South of here.
S-O-U-T
It's very
H.
south of here, right?
S-O-U-T, out, with an H at the end. It's out.
Oh,
Get it?
yeah.
They make up words to fool us.
Oh, okay.
But they know it's all a secret club and we're not in it.
So how did the...
and how does this help us to salvation?
Because there's absolutely no question that this was created.
Okay. So
That's
how
why
does this help us
they had to
salvation?
destroy this, to destroy any sign of a creator. That way they could shove evolution down our throats.
Okay. How does this help us towards salvation?
It helps because you can see that there was a creator, and this is who he is. He created this.
And how did he provide salvation for us? We were all dying. We're all dying.
Yeah.
How does he provide salvation for us? How does he provide eternal life for us?
Okay, he shed his blood on the cross. Okay, is that what you want to hear? The pat answer?
That's right.
Okay, now can you deny Genesis?
No, I agree with Genesis.
Okay, if you agree with Genesis, then you'll agree with all of the evidence.
When I agree with Genesis, he proved even from Genesis that he was going to supply a Savior.
Yeah. So
He,
wait a minute, does that mean that you don't have to live in reality?
No, it doesn't mean that. The reality is that we need a Savior.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
And reality is that he created this realm that we live in, including the dome. There is a dome. If you look up lightning sprites, there's a dome. And there's absolutely no question that this was...
When I preach the flat earth, how do people come to salvation by preaching the flat earth?
He brings them. I don't have to hardly do anything.
Oh.
I don't have to shove anything down their throat. They see that this had to be created, so there has to be a creator.
Right.
So then I better go looking for him and see what he wants me to do. That's the way they come to him.
Oh, they don't come to him by preaching.
Well, they don't come to him because I'm shoving it down their throat. What the heck?
I have a question though for you.
Hello?
Oh, she's on the phone.
Hello? Yeah, who's this? Yeah, Dave, I'm up here at 6th Street. Where? What do you mean you're gone? Why? Dave's not, Brad's not doing well? All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to just do my lap and then I'm going to go too. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Gotta go. Bye.
I have a question for you though.
Okay, what is your question?
If this is the Earth, right? The round people that believe.
That's a spinning ball globe.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking across like the ocean.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I see on the horizon a ship comes up.
Right.
How does that happen if it's flat? Why can't I see it straight across?
Do these railroad tracks continue?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because they go to infinity.
You can't see them.
They go as far as
You
you
can't see them.
I can see them as far
You
as I
can't.
can.
That's right. And you can see that ship as far as you can. And you can't see no further.
Right.
Can you read that poster down there? Don't even look. No, you
I don't
can't.
know.
Our eyes have limitations.
Oh.
And then you have to study perspective and understand it.
And what about scientific research?
That's what all this is.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Well,
I don't get how you people who say you read the Bible and you believe the Bible, how you can say that, you know, it doesn't matter if we believe in the creation. That's crazy.
well, I don't understand how you can believe in the flat
No,
earth.
you don't. You believe in evolution.
Satellite showed the earth is round. All the planets are round.
Hey, you got a Bible?
I'm a Christian.
Oh, okay.
You have to believe the flat earth because God created that.
God, it's something like a customized.
Genesis is true.
It is.
Yes.
Jesus said so.
Yes. And Jesus is the one who was in the garden. He created it.
So why aren't those wheels flat?
Because your head is flat.
All right.